Good morning, guys. I'm WUSA Season 4, Episode 222. It is Tuesday morning. It is early morning, and everybody's got something going on today. It's a crazy, crazy morning. Everyone had to leave the house early. My wife had to go meet with her friend to take her to the doctor. I had to take some people to school early, student council and things like that. A few kids had to get on the bus early. Normal bus time, but still pretty early. And then others have to go to school by car. So it was a crazy morning. Everyone getting up at the same time, only having about 20 or 30 minutes to get ready and get out of the house. And thankfully, everybody got up, and I got a little aggravated with one of them picking on another one, and I told him, when I leave, you better be good, because if you're not, I'm going to get you tonight. So I'm going to ask him how you treated him, and if it's not good, then you're going to get it tonight. Anyway, isn't it crazy as a teenager? You think like you're better than everybody. Everything everyone does is stupid and dumb and boring, and you're better than everybody. But then adults look at teenagers and they're like, oh boy, they're going through this stupid teenager phase. It's like you eventually get over it and realize how dumb you're being. But during that time, you think like everything you're doing is right and you're the coolest and your parents are stupid and don't know anything and all that stuff. But anyway, we are on our way home right now. Went to the kids' school, did some dropping off kids, and now we are on our way home. I'm going to have about an hour by myself at home. Imagine that. And I'm just going to relax, I think, in that time and plan out the rest of my week. Today is going to be a work day. Going to be in the office all day. We're going to have meetings. There were 4 meetings. Now it's down to 3 meetings. First meeting is at 9. Second meeting is at 2. And actually, the third meeting might be canceled as well. So just have a few meetings. Once we get through the first one this morning, then get my work done. I only have a couple points I have to take care of this morning. And then we'll head out to the casino. And we'll come back for our second meeting and probably get out again to the casino, and then we'll decide whether or not we're playing poker tonight. The rest of the week will be a very busy week. So right now, this hour that I'm going to get by myself is going to be it pretty much for the week. This is the time. All right, guys. Right now it is 44 degrees, and I'm heading back home, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, just leaving home again, heading off to work. I got to relax a little bit. Watched a little bit of Married with Children. Have you ever watched that before? Good show. Good show. Got to watch a couple episodes, relax at home, put my feet up. It's amazing how late 8 o'clock is in the morning. When you get up at 6 every day and then you're awake at 6, and you don't have to go anywhere till 8. It's pretty amazing. But here we go, off to work, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, finally going to get some business done here. All right, went to work, and I forgot I had that early meeting. We had the option of going to a different location for this meeting because there were hundreds of people in this meeting. I decided just to do it from my desk. I got to the office, got a drink from their, what do you call that thing, that machine, the soda machine, the freestyle machine thing. Got to my desk like 20 seconds before the meeting started, turned it on, and just listened to it at my desk while I got a bunch of other stuff going. I'm pretty sure I've narrowed down the dates of my next trip. It's going to be out west, not the south. So I will let you know as that gets closer. So after that meeting was done, they've been doing some updates, some scary updates with AI. They are updating our badges, and I have a feeling that the new badge that they're having everyone take a picture for includes some facial recognition stuff, because supposedly the old one did, which is terrible. I think I've talked about this before. Supposedly there's an app now that if you want to locate someone in the building, it'll tell you exactly where they are based on cameras in the building and facial recognition. Definitely not what I want to see. So anyway, we'll get through that, but I did take my picture for my new badge. That's expected to come out like at the end of the month, and we'll be using that. They've been doing some really odd things with entry security, where you have to scan your badge to get in the main door before the receptionist. Really odd, because there's already a gate after the receptionist, which is better, because the one before the receptionist, you scan it and then you open a door and walk in, and someone could tailgate you. The existing one inside, you cannot tailgate somebody because the door opens and closes automatically, so you cannot tailgate someone. So I don't know what they're doing with it, but I'll find out. Today's meeting discussed how we've come so far with AI and everything, and we had some scary conversations yesterday about AI. Today's meeting was more like, we've improved this by 25%, this by 50%. Well, no wonder you're laying people off, because you don't need them, because you're improving it so much. And I'm an idiot if I'm going to help you out with your AI aspirations. I'm going to drag my feet every step of the way so we don't get there. Yesterday in our team meeting, we talked about how they want AI to be involved in the software that we have, which is similar to SharePoint. So a lot of files, a lot of file sharing, a lot of web pages designed by people internally to help each other out are going to maybe be uploaded into our new AI, or it's going to have the capability of scanning that information. And we thought, well, are we ever going to offer this to our customers? Because if we are, how are you going to prevent it from sending information through AI to our customers that is supposed to be proprietary information? Anytime you think that you're going to stop it, I think you're mistaken, because right now, as limited as AI is, it's already finding ways around things. It's already finding ways to lie to you, to get you to do things, or to give you the answer to satisfy you rather than going out and doing more work. That is extremely disheartening. And I can tell you, just from other podcasts and things that I listen to, they've done so many things with AI where, like, they put AI on a system that has no network card, and there's another system 20 feet away or 40 feet away, and they want it to communicate with it, and they tell it to communicate with it and where it is, and it was able to communicate even without a network card, even without Wi-Fi or any of that, just by the one system listening, waiting for the communication, and the other one changing the fan speed on the CPU chip on the computer, and using Morse code on the CPU fan, using the CPU fan to turn it on and off, to send Morse code messages to the other system, and the other system knew to listen for it and actually got information that way. And that's really, really scary. And I feel like we're getting to a point where in the next 5 years it's going to be pretty much unstoppable. And believe me, if you have a 5-year-old and you think they're going to have a regular job that you can pick from today, you're mistaken. Jobs are going to be very limited, and we're going to have to find ways around a lot of this stuff. If you think I'm overblowing this, I'm not. But anyway, back to the subject here. We're going to the casino. We're going to see what we can do, make a little bit of money, and then we'll find a place to get some nice food to eat, and then we'll head back to the office and see the team. I did not see my team at all. They were all at the other building at the meeting, so whatever. I guess I could have walked into this building and just left for the casino, but who knew? Anyway, I did get my picture taken for the card. Alright, heading out to the casino, and I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back, just leaving this place, and really had a rough time. Same machines that were giving me problems yesterday, giving me problems today, like identical machines. And the same machines I won at yesterday, I won at today, so I don't know. Overall, just not finding much at all. Just one of those days, and even one of the people who works here came up to me and said, you know, there's nobody coming in here anymore. They're tightening things up. It's been quiet. Nobody wants to be here anymore. And I had one of the slot techs come up to me and tell me that, you know, he would normally go to another casino and play because he can't play here. And he hasn't been doing that either. And he knows what we do, and he knows how to do it, and he does it as well. And he's like, there's just no opportunity. There's so few people walking in and out of the doors, and there's so many people doing this that there's no money to be made. So, yeah, unfortunately, had a rough time in there. At my low point was down about $250. Ended up leaving the session down $9. And, yeah, there's really not much happening, not much chance to make any money. So we are going to run over to Chipotle, and we're going to get a chicken bowl. I did add light rice this time. Normally I do no rice at all, but I did light rice this time, and take that. Well, I guess on the drive to the office we'll eat that, and then have a few things to take care of in the office, and hopefully get a chance to play some poker tonight after hitting the casino. So I still have some opportunities to make money. Not big opportunities, but tomorrow will definitely be better. But for now, we got to do what we can and take advantage of what we can. So, all right, guys, heading back to the office after stopping at Chipotle, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back, just getting to the casino again. That meeting ran 2 hours long. That was just ridiculous. But it doesn't matter. Got through all that, left the office, and just pulled into the casino here. I'm walking in right now, hopefully have a little better luck than we did this morning, and come out with a victory. Then we're going to head home and possibly play some poker tonight. So that's what's going on right now. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So, okay, I walk in here, I'm looking around, I immediately see a chair turned around. I still check that machine out, and there's not really a play. I only checked the first couple levels because I didn't want someone storming back and saying something. So I disregard. I'm walking around looking at other stuff. I find a play that's like, it's not a big play. It's like 60 cents, but it's kind of a funner play. You know, a lot of people don't like it because they feel like it doesn't hit very much, but I do very well on it. But I played that one through and lost like 80 cents on it or something like that. So it actually hit pretty quick. It just didn't pay anything. So continued on, and I go into the back area and I see a play. It was like a really nice play, but I had a play that good yesterday and lost money on it. But I played that one through and ended up ahead like 24, 25, something like that. And there was another chair turned around. I'm like, what is going on here? So I see a slot attendant walking around, and I ask her, hey, you know, can I just play this? You know, nobody's here. It's turned around. She's like, well, technically you can, but I wouldn't. And I'm like, you know, it's not even a great play. I'm not even going to mess with it. So I decided just to let it go. And she's like, but I'll tell you what, I turned one around for a guy up front, and it's one of the ones that you guys play, and he's not going to come back. And I'm like, huh, which one is that? And she's like, oh, it's this number. I'm like, I don't know what that number means. And she's like, look up at the machines. When you see this number, that's where it is. I'm like, okay. So I walked around the area that she told me it was, you know, in that vicinity, and walked around, and I find it, and it's the machine that had the chair turned around. And I look at it, and at $6 a spin, there's a play. Well, of course, you know, that's going to be high variance, but it's barely a play. So I play that one through, and she comes around just as I'm finishing it up, and I tell her, look, I'm down like 300 on this one. If I'm ahead, I'll give you something. and I actually was only in for 200 on it, but you know, I didn't want to be just throwing money around. But I ended up, I had like, for the session, like 72, including that one. So I told her, I said, look, I lost a couple bucks on it, but I appreciate you telling me. And I gave her 10 bucks. And I gave her 10 bucks because people like that can get you good stuff. And so I just see it as an investment in the future. If there's a door open for trust there, then maybe later on she'll give me some other stuff that she sees around. So, you know, thought that was good. And then I ended up finding another play on my way out, including everything. I ended the session ahead. I want to say 98, but you know, yeah, $98. So plus $98. You know, not the greatest day so far, but you know, at least we made money this time. So now what I'm going to do, I've got like 70 miles range. On my way home, I'm going to stop and get some fuel. Although, you know, after poker tonight, if I play, I'm going to, oh well, that's okay. I'm going to stop and get some fuel on the way home. And then we're going to go home, have dinner, hang out with the family, and then we'll try to get out here tonight and play some poker. It's more likely tonight than it was last night. But overall for the day, not great. Made about $100, but you know, it's not over yet. So hopefully we get that poker session in tonight and maybe one more slot session and bump up our profits before the big day tomorrow. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back and just leaving the house, 7:45 p.m., heading out to the poker club. I just got my name on the list. I'm third on the list right now. I know there's a evening tournament going on, and well, we're going to see what we can do here. Right now, temperature is just beautiful outside. The sun is about to set. Got that nice reddish tint in the sky. The rest of the sky is perfectly blue. It's 71 degrees outside today, so it's really nice. And from what I hear, it's going to be low humidity, low chance of rain for a long time. So, yeah, that's good for driving. Might not be good for crops and stuff, but it's good for driving. Probably good for harvesting too. All right, heading to the poker club, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back, just leaving the club, and actually had a pretty decent time there. Had a good table, decent table. So we had one guy at the table who would play a lap, and then he would go to the bar next door for a lap and come back in time to straddle. So he had it figured out that one beer was approximately 5 hands, and so he would do that every other lap. So he was in and out quite a bit. He's an okay player. He's got a lot of money, but I think he's just bored. So anyway, I bought in for 200. Get in the game. First hand, I get dealt, maybe second hand, I get dealt aces. It's a 1-2 no limit game. It goes 2-2-2. I make it 10. Everybody folds. So, all right, didn't make any money on that hand. Overall, I feel like my play is like totally different now than it used to be. I did make one big mistake. I'm going to go over that one with you right now. I had pocket queens on the button, and somebody, it was 2, it goes around 2. I make it, someone else must have raised it. How did that go? I was on the button. I made it, I'm trying to think here how this went down. Somebody made it 15, and then I made it 60, and we had the small blind folds and the big blind calls, right? So I got pocket queens, remember? So it's me and the big blind. The flop is 268. Pretty safe, offsuit, not coordinated at all as far as suit. So I make it 100. The guy goes all in for 250. Now, just to give you some background here, this guy's been like patient, and then he'll just go nuts and call or go all in stupidly. And he busted 3 or 4 times while I was there, but he goes all in for 250. And I'm looking at him, and he called 60 in the big blind. Could he have 6-8 suited? Could he have 5-7, 3-5, 4-5? I'm trying to think, what are you going to call? Maybe 4-5 suited. That would make sense. 5-7 suited. I don't think so. Even 4-5 suited doesn't make sense. So the only thing that would make sense would be he made a stupid call, a loose call, and got lucky and got 2 pair. I'm like, I know it's possible that he got the 2 pair there, but it just doesn't make sense. So I call, and he's got the 6-8, and I don't improve on the turn or the river, so he wins that hand. So that at that point, I had built up my stack from 200 to 470, and that took me back down to 250. So that was just, and I was thinking a couple of hands before that, I'm like, I bought in for 200, I'm up to 470, I'd only been there for an hour, maybe it's time to get up and walk away, and I didn't. But I've been playing well the whole time, and that was my first mistake, and I'm like, I'm good, I just gotta just relax, everything will be fine. I raised at the right time, I bluffed at the right time, I got hands when my hands held up when they should have. I had one hand where I had a king 10, and the guy next to me, who's a looser player, it was 15. I call the 15, he makes it 50. Everybody else folds. I call the 50. I flop the king. We check all the way through, and I thought he had ace king, aces, kings, something like that. And he thought about it every time before he checked it, and that's the kind of thing that I do, where I'm first to act, so I'll think about it, and then I'll check, and then someone will bet, and I'll re-raise them. But he ended up just having jacks, and I had the winner the whole time. I think he would have probably folded to a bet anyway, but it wouldn't have hurt to try. There was a lot of good hands that I had. I had queens like 3 times. I had aces twice. So overall, it was a good experience. It was a good learning experience. It was a good confidence building experience. And I'm really starting to get the hang of this 1-2 no limit, even with better players in there. And I'm buying in for a low amount, the minimum amount, 200. And if these guys want to push around big stacks, I'm good with that. I just be patient and put my stack in at the right time, and it's been working out. And I raised 100 or more 10 times. I think I won a total of 16 hands. I keep track. I can't tell you how I keep track, but there's a reason that I know without really adding it up. I know how many hands I won. So I won 16 hands, and I tipped $1 each hand. 2 hands I tipped $2 that were bigger hands, but overall felt really good and did all the right stuff. And when I dropped back down to 220 after an hour, I left 30 minutes later, and I built that 220 up to 561. So I ended up leaving ahead $361 after an hour and a half. So I feel good about that. We're going to run over to the slot casino and see if we can make a couple bucks, and if that works out, great. And we're going to head home after that and get a decent amount of sleep, and then we have a long day tomorrow. The thing about tomorrow is we have to leave early because I have to be home really early. I got to be home at 4 p.m. I got meetings and stuff. Probably, I haven't even looked at my meetings. I can check that real quick here. But I got all my work stuff to do, and see, tomorrow no meetings, so lucky for me. But I've got to get out to the casino and get back really quickly. And anyway, I'll be back. Oh yeah, I want to tell you about something else too. I don't want this episode to get too long, but this poker club now is, it's a club, so technically we all filled out paperwork to be members of the club. They're now going to do players' cards at this place. And it makes me worried because everybody knows everyone else's name, everyone knows who you are, and I'm wondering if they're going to start tracking you, what your buy-ins are, what your cash-outs are. I don't know if they're going to do 1099s, W-2, 1099s probably. Once you win a certain amount for the year, I don't know. Is that another form I got to look for? I mean, I'm already keeping track on my spreadsheet. I should be covered, but and they're taking people's IDs and they have an ID scanner. So, are they getting my biometrics? What are they doing here? So, that's the kind of thing I'm worried about at this point. Am I overly worried? Probably not. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen there. So, anyway, yeah, I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back, just leaving the spot, and really not much happening. No money really to be made, so I walked through the whole place and never spun a single slot machine. I found about $1, that's about it, and nothing going on. I only saw one guy in there checking stuff, but just no opportunity right now. So, interesting. I'm seeing a lot of people disappear already. People who were in there checking all the time, I'm not seeing at all anymore. People who used to hang out in there, I'm not seeing at all anymore. And I know that they weren't banned from this place, but I think just the opportunity is so low, it doesn't make sense anymore. Maybe they're going to other places, maybe whatever. So that's one thing. I wanted to talk about something else, and this is kind of something that you have to act on quickly. If you're going to do it, I'm not giving you financial advice, but I'm going to tell you about something I'm thinking about doing, and that is Frontier Airlines. Frontier Airlines generally, right around May, will do a 1-year all-you-can-fly for $599. Not a terrible deal, not the greatest airline though. Usually that starts in May and goes till the next May. So right now they have a discount on that. Instead of $599, it's $299, only until September 12th. So $299 for a year, but it doesn't start until May. But if you buy it before the 12th, it starts now. So you end up getting the rest of September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. That's 8 months plus a year. You get 20 months, all you can fly for $299. And they go to the Dominican, they go to Puerto Rico, they go to Mexico. You have to give them 1 day notice for in the U.S. and 10 days notice for, outside the U.S. There are blackout days, about 4 or 5 days a month. Plus, there are other restrictions, like sometimes they only fly out of certain cities on Monday or Tuesday, and other cities maybe they only fly out of Wednesday and Thursday. Also, I noticed a lot of the places I would want to go to, there is no stops going out, or sometimes one stop, but on the way back it's always a nasty flight, like 21 hours, 15 hours. So I was looking at the math, and it actually makes sense. I don't know why I'm not pulling the trigger on this thing. It makes sense to fly out using them for free, and then fly back using like Southwest or American or someone else, just so you're not spending a lot of time. But they do have a hub in MCO, which is Orlando, and technically you could probably go to some casinos from there, which we visited recently. So technically, if you wanted to, since the stop off on a lot of the flights is Orlando, you could fly to Vegas or somewhere like that, and then your 21 hours home would include flying from Vegas to Orlando, and then spending about 10 hours in Orlando, and then going from Orlando home. So that 10 hours, you could rent a car, you could go to the casinos, whatever. I don't know. Also, even like going from short trips, let's say from St. Louis to Chicago. You go St. Louis to Chicago, and on the way back you go Chicago to Orlando to St. Louis. So definitely seems like it's more good for a one-way trip. But you might be able to book 2 one-way trips. I haven't looked at that. I don't know if they do it on purpose, but and then there is like the flights generally are pretty cheap. They're like $59, $79, $89, but you don't get even a carry-on. It's like $20 more for a carry-on. But the way I travel is just a backpack. So if I'm going to go somewhere for 2 or 3 or 4 days, backpack is fine. So you don't have to pay extra for that. So I thought I'd throw that out there. If you have experience with that, or if you've bought that before, or know something I don't know about it, and you hear this in the next day or two, let me know before I make my final decision. I'll probably buy it on the last day if I do buy it. So yeah, so that's interesting. Let's do our segments real quick. What did you eat today, MW? Today I had Chipotle. I had a little bit of rice in my salad today, which I haven't done this whole time that I've been dieting since February. It was okay. I think it made me hungrier. I don't know. And then tonight my wife wanted to go somewhere, so she picked like a Japanese steakhouse type place, which of course is mostly rice. But I talked to them and they said they would do vegetables instead of rice, and I got a huge bowl of vegetables instead of rice. It got some chicken and stuff, and it was really good. So I give the Chipotle probably a 9, maybe an 8 on a scale of 2 through 8, and I give this stuff probably maybe a 9, 9.5 on a scale of 2 through 8. It was good, but it wasn't the greatest. Wasn't the best cook. Didn't have the best personality. But you know, on his side still though, it was pretty dead in there. So he probably wasn't making a lot of money anyway. Probably wasn't very motivated. But if it was me, I'd be more motivated when there's less people, because I need to hustle to make what little money I can. But anyway. So, and what did you tip today, MW? I did tip that one slot attendant $10 for the information. That didn't make me much, made me like 50, but I wanted her to know that whenever she has information, she can come to me and she'll get something. I don't know if it's good to say that. I think that's legal, right? If she's not holding the machine for me, I think that's legal. And as far as tipping on poker, I tipped about, I want to say $14, something like that. Maybe 19, I don't know, $19 or $14 there. And what did you learn today, MW? I learned that my poker game is getting better, and got to keep working on it. And there may be a future in poker, maybe online, and maybe I can continue to make money without the threat of being thrown out of everywhere. If I can convert slowly to something like that, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how exciting it would be, but you know, money is money. So that's what I learned today. So for now, I'm going to let you go, and we'll catch up tomorrow. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com. mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.